Yep. Hello. A bit later than I expected today. But yeah, here we are. And I'll be probably finishing the story today. That's the plan. I've grinded the shit out of this event. So yeah, this is like a lot of everything. Am I? I'm peaking. Like, my voice. Yeah, but I won't be playing this event now. Instead, I'll go play the story. I'm so good at talking. I think I got somewhat far. I think I shouldn't be that far from the end, it looked like, at least. I obviously don't know. Do I have I mean, I do have a time limit, but I can go for like 7 hours. I have a morning shift tomorrow. But I'm there with a coworker, so it's fine if I come a bit late. Oh yeah, let me... Oh, what I did yesterday, I guess I'll show you. So one, I actually did pick Ruan Mei already. I was like... I don't know, I don't care about Locha that much, and I think Ruan Mei S1 E1... What is it called? I don't know, right, E1 is really, really strong. I also noticed, you know, yesterday I mentioned that I have Galagard built, but I didn't really. One, he was built for a break build, but he also, yesterday, he had like even a 4-star relic and stuff, like very unoptimal traces were very low, but I used all of my energy refresh thingies, not refreshes, but like the bottles, whatever, to actually grind it to full. I even used these shits, quite a bit of them. So I finished building Gallagher. I think he's fine now. I still think there's some stuff that needs to be changed, but he's very much good now, I would say. I switched the light cone as well, because as I said, it was like a break effect before. And I did try using the team in MOC. Didn't do that great, honestly. It was kind of disappointing. I know that my Castris is not built like very well yet, like in terms of relics mostly, but man, I was expecting a little bit more. Maybe it's one of those characters that you can't really play on autoplay, but I don't want to do anything else. I don't want to like play the game actually. That's rough. I will be like building Remembrance Trailblazer, so after I finish that, it will probably be much better than with well, okay, not much better, but it will be better than with Sunday. It should be, at least according to people on the internet. What else have I done? Don't think anything really. Yeah, I guess not. Oh yeah, I think I might be able to do... No, okay, I'm one off. That's rough. Oh yeah, I wanted to actually switch to the Gaster stream though, even if it's not It's definitely much weaker than Hertha. Hertha is really, really strong. Yes, please. Also with Castris, I also, in this team, I definitely want to switch 3D quite a bit. Is it just me or is the game kinda loud today? I'll probably turn it down a bit. Yeah, with a lot of the new characters, I mean, I always kinda prefer to have more characters to choose from than min-maxing one character. So a lot of my characters, especially from the newer ones, have, behold, okay, I'll finish the thought. Especially of the newer ones, I have like good relics. They are not bad. I wouldn't say they are bad. I think they are good. But with some of the older characters, especially like Kafka, because I love Kafka, but my DOT team is insanely good, I would say. Unfortunately, even insanely good DOT team performs quite not great. But yeah, I definitely... Right now I'm building Remembrance Trailblazer, and then I want to kinda get better relics on a lot of the newer characters like 3B, Castris, wonder who else, I guess Fugue. She's not that new, but yeah. Behold, I do have like quite a... I keep talking. When I was building Aglia, I did like grind that quite a bit. I think my Aglia is really strong, but honestly, Aglia without C1, I mean, she's still good. She's still really strong, but the fact that you can't guarantee 100% uptime on her ultimate, even with her, you know, best in slot team, it's kinda rough. It's pretty shit. I even have her weapon, but she just needs her E1. So, that's rough. Behold, a great work of old Bartolos. This raw stone was purified from the bottomless depth of the sea. Then, to determine if it really held the crystal filled with magical power, the stone was lifted to the sky to split it open and peer inside. Stop playing games and give me the chest. You're no fun at all, old buddy. Fine, I was just spinning a tale. This is the nether realm after all. Worlds apart from the mortal realm. Who knows what those things in the sky actually are. Though I must admit, the view is absolutely killer. Wait, did I just stumble into a deadly joke? Well, I suppose there wouldn't be any living being left to tell the tale with this killer on the loose. Heh. Very funny.
I want to make something with it.
I'll
But
try to.
what to make?
Huh. I see. I still feel like the game might be maybe way too loud. Nah, it's probably fine. Wow, no one even stole the chest. Let's go. Before you are rusted and broken chains, remnants of a path that once led to the tower.
This is going to be difficult.
Not really. Didn't Castrum Kremnos also have this?
I'm familiar with this kind of mechanism. But I've never repaired broken chains.
If I was more powerful, I would be able to carry one person with each limb and fly the four of us to the other side.
Yeah.
The Rune of Recollection is here, but I can't find the miracle orb anywhere. So weird. Oh, could it be in that collapsed tower in the distance?
Looks like it's your time to shine.
It's still up to me to step up in a crisis. Wait here. I'll go check things out.
Oh, you're already back? The feast has long ended, the song something, the evening bell tolls, and the drowned still drift, their faces mirrored in the stars above.
Just shout for me when you need my help!
Alright. Go, ma'am.
Got it! Just leave it to me!
Why are you yelling? Wow.
Mem did it.
The pink squirrel is very...
The miracle's range is limited. Please come a little closer.
Aren't I a good fit for Orynyx's priest?
Yeah, good pink squirrel.
Of course. You're the most competent priest ever.
Is there something possibly? Doesn't really look like it. Alright.
The alchemical matrix should be behind this door.
Hey!
Wow, there are so many of you!
I might have just lost a bet.
Little Cass and little Gray. Oh, there's also little D and the pink puppy. Trian, aren't you?
Sorry, I'm checking my bet. Okay, no, I think this is fine. I did make a bet if she will stay dead. I wasn't sure if it was like how exactly it was worded, but I think she's still considered dead.
This is the first time I've encountered a deceased friend while going upstream in the River of Souls.
It really works like this. Just like the other departed spirits we've encountered along the way, I'm also unable to sense the aura of the living on Lady Trian.
Yup, you're right. Trian already knows that she'll not be able to return to everyone's side.
Okay, that means I won the bet, right?
But Trian believed that little Cass would eventually
No, that I
return
want
to
her
the
to stay
Netherrealm.
dead. That would be rude.
So, Trian has been standing here, at this spot closest to the world of the living, and waiting for little Cass.
Oh. It must have been very tough for you.
But according to what Trian said, we're almost at the entrance of the Netherrealm.
Trian promised Trevi and Trinan that when little Cass got here, Trian would get the gift ready and be the first person to run over and welcome you. So, little Cass, don't cry. Please, accept this. We finally finished it.
Oh, that's cute.
This is what Lady Treeby once mentioned. The gift for me that you didn't manage to finish.
The Holy Maiden of Yanis. Even when separated by life and death, their thoughts are still connected.
Trian spent a lot of time drawing this. Trian hopes that little Cass likes it.
Seriously? It's seriously a wonderful drawing. Lady Trian.
This is our flame chase journey.
Little Cass,
This
we
is
don't
our
know what your
Honkai
journey
Star
was like
Rail.
before. Trevi has always said that it must have been a very harsh and frightening journey. But little Cass no longer has anything to fear now, because everyone is here with you in this flame chase journey!
That's right. Only now, when I see Lady Trian's gift, do I realize that I've already obtained so many things I would never have dared to dream of since I embarked on the flame chase journey. It's the first time I've gained so many companions. The first time I picked up the hobbies of crafting and photography. The first time I had dinner with someone else. The first time I went to the market to buy the Chimera doll I'd liked for a very long time and hugged it to sleep. The first time I wore a dress personally made by Lady Aglaya. The first time I went for a walk with Lady Treeby, Lady Trian, and Lady Trinan. The first time I enjoyed the night breeze and looked up at the stars with Miss Hyson. The first time I took care of Dromasis with the Trailblazer. Looking back at all these experiences I never thought were possible, it feels as though the scales of my life had shrunk from centuries and decades down to minutes and seconds. And all of them are so precious. I took countless photos in the past, but they're all black and white landscapes. I don't have a single one with friends. If I had known, I would have taken more pictures.
Now, shall we take on one? Take one now?
Trian says yes! Trian likes little Cass and would love to take a picture with little Cass.
Are you visible on
Sadly.
photos?
Being departed souls.
Yeah, that's what
our
I thought.
images cannot be captured in the world of the living.
I thought so too.
What? Are we seriously going to leave any room for regret?
There won't be any regrets. This vivid drawing surpasses any photograph from the world of the living.
Little Cass smiled. Treeby, Trina,
Did she never smile before? I think she did smile before.
I remember you once said that fate is not the flowers that bloom at the end of the road, but where people tread beyond the gate. Now, the path that belongs to me is about to reach the end. Thank you for bringing me the final key.
Key? Little Cass, why are you talking in riddles all of a sudden?
I have a feeling that soon, this gift of yours will become the key to saving Mrs. Life.
Yeah?
That's amazing! Then keep smiling and carry on bravely! Little Cass, Little Gray, everyone, see you tomorrow!
I don't know about that one. With a blinding smile, Trian's golden form disappeared into thin fog.
Lady Trian.
The aura of this place. We have indeed reached the end of the stream of souls. If I go any further, I might lose myself. I must leave now, for the black tide still wreaks havoc in the realm of the living.
Can you find your way out?
I have broken free from the chains of death countless times. This time will be no different. Castorus, will you fulfill your duty for the flame chase?
I have yet to make my decision, Lord Mighty.
No matter. Make the choice your heart desires.
Look, there's
Even if it
Cypher.
takes 1,000 years of waiting. I will continue to fight till I die. Then rise from death. Till the miracle descends.
There is one more thing you should know, Lord Mighty.
What is it?
Professor Anaxa may have deduced the principles behind the Era Nova. You and I may be reincarnated as strife and death in the next cycle, becoming calamities wreaking havoc upon the world.
I see.
Is that all? Are you going to accept such a fate without complaints?
Do you have a strategy to shatter the shackles of our fate?
I haven't found it yet. Perhaps I never will.
Then, cease wasting your thoughts on futile matters. Control what little you can. And when fate's inescapable grasp comes, resist it with the strength of your mighty will.
Thank you, Lord Mighty. I will find the right decision.
In the name of strife, may you meet a fitting end.
This must be the alchemical matrix the spirit mentioned. Let's see. We need to insert Aquila's sky, Georios' earth, Kephali's fire, Fagusa's ocean, and Nestia's love.
It seems our sweet Princess Homebody has made up her mind. In that case, seamstress, I suppose I no longer need to deliver your message. My time is rather precious after all.
Whether you wish to break free from death or not, please, follow your heart. By the promise you once made, I ask that you fulfill your duty one final time. Castorus, please, live as a human, and die as one.
According to that alchemist, the final piece is supposed to be me. However, he is not privy to the past, and therefore cannot see the full picture.
The past?
I saw the twins of death in Kefali's memory, and now I am certain that I was one of them. The trial of the Hand of Shadow demanded taking the life of your family. I died during that trial, falling before the gate to the new world. And my sister, whom I never met, became the Titan Thanatos of this cycle. She was consumed with regret over my death, so she used the Titan's authority to reforge my soul.
Yeah, okay.
Yet,
That's
it also means
what I
she has
mentioned
never
yesterday, what
revealed
I thought
herself
is
to
happening.
anyone,
I'm
hidden
so
away
smart.
from the entire world. That's because the Titan she became already fell at the start of everything.
Yes.
They died for me, and now lie in slumber in the River of Souls.
You mean Pollux?
Well, her name
That's
was like
right.
Polixia or
The
something.
River of Souls is no material river. It cannot be blocked by ordinary means. Only a divine corpse can prevent the dead from reaching the next world. And that's why we have to awaken Pollux from death before we can retrieve the core flame of death. We have to reforge its body with the power of alchemy.
But Cass, if that alchemist speaks the truth, does that mean you're also part of the dragon body?
According to those departed spirits, I was indeed born as the dragon's twin. But before we talk about that, have you heard the sighs?
Oh, not really.
No,
These
not
happening
from
times on the
me.
way here.
The sounds that come from the memories when we were collecting the souls.
I heard them too.
I
So
don't
what
remember.
are those?
I think it's probably the sign of Pollux's wish being fulfilled. They must have realized how heavy a price they'd need to pay when they used their divine authority to resurrect a dead woman. That's why they exerted every ounce of their strength to send me to Styxia, a city that called for death, a land where none is hostile to death. They never saw their wish fulfilled and fell so prematurely, all because they wanted to give me a new life. Pollux must really want to know how their sister has been after giving their all to save her. That wish is the reason Pollux's soul still lingers in the mortal realm even after their fall, quietly watching and documenting every detail of their sister's life.
So instead of picking up objects on the way here,
We were instead showing things to a strand of yearning that lingers here. Now, we must weave these yearnings together and restore them into Pollux's
Okay, I don't
complete
think I
soul.
follow again. What?
but all of this...
Just a second. No, I still don't think I follow.
This is just a hypothesis, right? What if we go through with the ritual and it turns out totally different?
That's fine. As Professor Anaxa often reminds us, such is the nature of alchemy. The true outcome can only be known once the process is complete. This is why alchemy is also known as the miracle of creation. Now, the puzzle of Pollux's yearnings is nearly complete, with only one final piece remaining. I shall reveal what they have been yearning to know in the alchemical matrix. I will show them my whole life since I left Styxia. Lady Trian has already drawn a picture of my entire life, and it is now in my hands. Then, let the ritual begin. And now, the objective is complete. That is all. Such is what Professor Anaxa always says after preparing for an alchemical ritual. And now, Pollux, I shall lift you from the river of souls and reforge your soul. Perhaps you will be disturbed by this, and your body may become horrifying to behold. But if even the slightest trace of your soul remains, the soul that once ferried me to this side of the shore, then please, look at me. I wish to thank you in person. I have obtained everything you sacrificed your divinity for. Lady Almanette.
Did she recognize you? Oh, she must be the first soul we can communicate with here, right?
I'm afraid she is just another spirit trapped here, like the rest of them. The only difference is that I was there when she died. Please, go on. I'm listening. Are you about to tell the story of Styxia?
Yes. You're just as smart as I imagined, but... never mind. Now's not the time.
There's no need to worry, Elder. Take a look around you. You're already at the resting place of the dead.
The world of the dead. But how?
I understand that you chose to remain silent about the story to protect Casterus, the girl who coexists with death. But you no longer need to hide that story. I can assure you that you have protected that girl's life well.
Well, in that case, let me begin. Styxia, the pearl of the ocean, plagued by unwarranted calamity and ravaged by death in the fairy tale. It was the first city-state to shift their faith towards death, even before Idonia did. From where you stand now, I suppose that's a bit hard to believe. Right?
Indeed. I cannot imagine that those from the era Chrysia, blessed with eternal life, could ever yearn for death.
I have pondered the same question, child. But I am afraid there is no clear answer to it.
Journeys and epics are only glorious and magnificent because all things eventually fade to dust. That's how someone once explained to me why death isn't necessary to the world. But I still can't take that as the final answer. Would a world without journeys and epics be worse off?
I take it the one who spoke this line was a general, or perhaps a warrior. I, however, did find some inspiration in these words. Would you like to hear my thoughts, Castoris?
Please enlighten me, Lady Amunet. Though I have already made up my mind on how to handle the authority and core flame of death. Your words might truly guide me toward the path forward.
You and I are neither warriors nor generals. Therefore, journeys and epics cannot truly resonate with us. But what if I reframe it like this? What if love is not a trait bestowed upon mortals by Nestia, but a blessing from death?
Love.
No one ever invented the word cherish in the era when life was eternal. For all the good things in the world could be revisited endlessly, and every bond formed carried no risk of being severed. The so-called Era Chrysia was an age devoid of both virtue and sin. People did not truly live. They simply existed, going through the motions without passion or purpose, then waiting for something to happen. Perhaps the people of Styxia chose to embrace death not out of fascination with its cruel and fearsome side, but instead became fixated and obsessed with the impulses and desires tied to a finite existence.
Therefore, death is not a thing of fear and desperation, but...
That's right, Castoris. It is the reason we shed tears when parting ways, and also the original spark that ignited the passion of mortals. If you truly intend to deprive the world of death, then be prepared to witness it return to a state of stagnation.
I understand, Lady Amunet. Our limited lifespan shapes all that we know and love. Not even the Death Titan has the right to take that away from humankind again. Nestia's love was the chrysalis of gold's first blessing, but it most likely wasn't understood by mankind. We only learned to interpret this wonderful gift after Thanatos' arrival. If the world was bereft of death, then the Queen of Styxia wouldn't have played midwife in delivering me into this world. You wouldn't have welcomed me into Itonia, and Aglaia would never have invited me to join the Flame Chase journey. None of these stories would ever have happened, and I would never have lived, let alone found happiness.
I feel like I'm way too silent this whole time, but I'm like listening, and I don't feel like I have anything interesting to add, especially not,
all the love I've
you know, in the middle of the
in this one
conversation.
life to complete the final miracle. My teacher, Anaxagoras,
Well, that's suddenly really loud.
grant me the wisdom of all things. I call upon thee, the stripped dead dragon's corpse. Rises from the earth, falls from the sky. As above, so below. This is the greatest power of all powers. Unstoppable in this world. The great work that commands all death. I shall grant you embrace.
Alright. When allied target's HP is reduced, accumulates Desperate Bubble. Wait, that... Okay, what does that mean? When reaching the limit, remove damage mitigation and enter the enhancer. That's shit for Gastry's team. Does this guy just counter me?
Is the girl who once
Because I'll
saved
be
my
reducing
life
my HP?
truly gone? Or will you show yourself again
Do I have to
once we
restore?
eradicate this hatred and regret?
I guess I should. I guess I shouldn't. So I can use
heard the call.
skills and everyone else.
Trinity is before me.
Wilt here.
Damn.
I know you're anxious.
Oh, everyone is at exactly 1 HP. How cool.
Don't be afraid.
Step up, let's see ya.
Riding the west wind. Away we go!
Okay, I'm not sure I know how exactly to play Gastrus. Should I use Gallagher's shit first?
Gonna keep going? If not, I'll catch my breath for a while.
Will this get me to have full... I'll just use this to be sure.
Time to mix things up. I can't thank you enough. Life's like a good, my friends. Indulge yourself!
Wait, I could have played this better.
Embrace a new life.
Oopsie. I'm not good at video games.
This mortal form.
No, I
watch
think I'm
over
fine,
you
actually.
and guide you on your path.
I don't know what I'm doing. Where's my box?
There's no more need
Wow,
to be
okay,
angry.
that went well.
I
In the mood for
will
another
grant you peace. Yes, it's me. I'm back. Be careful. They may be moving by instinct, but there is fury welling up within them.
Okay, you know what? That was easy. That was really easy. I guess it does the opposite of countering me since it fully recharges the dragon.
O death, sleep in peace. I'm sorry I have to wake you up from ancient death. And I know you're anxious. Shh. Don't be afraid. Do you remember me? I'm the girl you once carried across the Sea of Souls. I'm sorry I wasn't able to remember you, but with the help of many people, I was finally able to pick up these broken fragments of my past. I'm back, Pollux. I know this might not be what you wanted. But I have to do this. So please, carry me across the Sea of Souls again and return me to the Netherrealm, just like you did in the past. Please take me to where the core flame of death rests. I'll be going now.
Great, let's go.
They may look scary, but as long
Oh, okay. I was thinking that's my audio issue. What's happening?
What's wrong?
I feel dizzy.
Are you...
What's wrong with her?
Her time is almost up.
Then I have
If I
like
don't go now,
13 more days or
I'm
something.
afraid her soul will return to Thanatos' embrace before me.
So
What?
Pollux
No.
is Thanatos, right? They are the same person. Do I understand that correctly?
Don't worry. I promised I would ask Thanatos for the Trailblazers' right to roam the Earth again. Mem, stay here and keep a close watch until I return. All right?
Not sure.
All right. I'm the best at taking care of others. Go on, Cass. Make sure not to leave yourself with any regrets.
Take your time, I can still hold out.
It's a deal then. Please. Wait for me.
Sure. I moved the. Oh, you said venture not into me, with me into the vast sea for perhaps.
After all that.
I wanted to say, what did I want to say? Yeah, I moved the game to my SSD disk, and I don't know if it actually changed something, but maybe it did. The whole time it didn't even occur to me, but yesterday it felt like extra slow, so I checked. And after fucking 2 years of playing the game, I finally moved it to my SD disk. SD, sorry, right? That's what it's called. Oh, you sit in your little dinghy, eager to hear my song and follow closely behind. Please turn back, return to the homeland you know so well. Venture not with me into the vast sea, for perhaps without seeing me you will lose your way in the ocean. The ocean I cross has never been sailed by anyone.
You still ended up back here. So the legends were true. the Netherrealm really is a sea of flowers.
Yes. Just like the flower fields we tended to back then.
Is that you, Plixia?
Do you remember me?
I don't have the memories from that time, but I've seen you before during an experiment.
I see. Call me Thanatos, then.
Okay, yeah, they
It'll be
are the
easier.
same person.
However, since you recognize the name, you must already know everything about Thanatos, right?
Yes. I'm here
I got that right.
to reforge the order of life and death in Amphorius.
I mean, I think it was pretty obvious. I was just kind of confused because, like,
You
all the
know-
fucking different names.
My sister was a sympathetic, but rather sensitive person. Whenever she didn't want to say what was on her mind, she would avoid eye contact
Hello?
and look off
Thanks
into
for the
the
follow,
distance.
Mary Carter. Thank you.
Just like what you are doing now.
Can you tell me about the last Era Nova? What did you do, Plixia?
Where should I begin? I suppose we can start from the beginning. A long, long time ago, there were a pair of like-minded twins. As foretold in the prophecy, they were chosen to be successors to the god of death. But fate was cruel. The price of attaining divinity was to take the life of a family member with our own hands.
That trial was indeed recorded in that memory.
Then you should already know that my sister voluntarily gave up her own life, so that I could ascend as the demigod of death. But I couldn't accept that. Why did we have to kill each other for a future she'd never see herself? That's not fair. So, while weaving the laws of the new world, I shattered the forbidden bottom line for life and death. I reshaped my sister's soul and took the form of the great dragon Pollux to carry her up the River of Souls and back into the mortal realm. But our fates were already decided and manifested in unexpected ways in response to my futile actions. Aging is an unbreakable law of nature laid upon humankind, created at the same time as death. When the living die, their souls will meet Thanatos, who would determine where every soul goes. If the Reaper raises their left hand, the soul is granted death and allowed to enter the Netherrealm to await reincarnation. If they raise their right hand, the soul is rejected by the Netherrealm and returned to the mortal realm to continue walking the earth.
That's why the Hand of Shadow can only lay down judgment and not embrace another being.
Yes. Death was originally a pair of hands, but they were split in twain when we reached the mortal realm, never to touch each other ever again. The half of Thanatos that represents life, the undying human who grants death, that was the curse I forced upon you.
Then, what about you?
As the half of Thanatos representing death, I shoulder the fate of defying death. I died the moment I entered the world of the living. From then on, my Titan also no longer existed in this world. The cycle of life and death stopped. Souls were denied their audience with death, and were left stranded within an ever-rising river of the dead. What irony. My selfish desire to save your life gave you and the world a fate far worse than death instead. Then, what was left of my reason was left behind in the Netherrealm, where I've been taking care of these flowers day after day, until there is now a sea of them, all while mulling over the subject of life, death, parting, and enduring an endless loneliness.
Fate is absurd indeed. Our lives were a mirrored image of one another, like a pair of hands. Even so, we arrived at the same destination. We walked different paths, yet experienced the same pain.
I had hoped that maybe you would at least have a good life in this cycle. I'm sorry.
I lived my life well. It didn't go to waste. As far as I'm concerned, you did nothing wrong.
Even though I forced the authority of granting death to humanity upon you, a total stranger.
Too many responsibilities were forced upon me in the course of this long journey. I was once lost, even upset. But I realized recently that if it weren't for your blessing, I wouldn't have understood the source of these emotions, nor would I have realized my purpose. I wouldn't have made it here to reunite with my missing half. And we wouldn't be discussing our past while sharing the same view of this landscape. I wouldn't have understood the meaning of our existence.
The meaning of our existence.
This sea of flowers blooms on dead land, because we sowed it with the seeds of our separation and watered it with our tears of loneliness. Yes, the only thing death is allowed to create are flowers that bloom from blood and tears. That's why Thanatos cannot create living beings at will. Nor can the hand of shadow determine a person's remaining days. Because the life and death of mortals should never be dictated by another's will.
Are you saying there's no point in Thanatos' existence?
No. No single being can bear the scales of life and death on their own, not even a god. Life and death weigh equally heavy. We both know that now, don't we?
You, too, must have had a difficult life. We've taken quite the ridiculous journey together, haven't we? I had a feeling, even back then, that we would meet again one day. Not to embrace one another after a long separation, but to come in search of retribution. Tell me the answer that's already been written, and let us draw this seemingly end. It's been far too long. I've waited here for centuries, watching day after day as desperate spirits are denied by this lonely wasteland. I always hoped I would see you among them. But I was also afraid of seeing you. I didn't know how I could possibly face you again. But more than anything, I was afraid that you might have forgotten all about me.
I know. But don't you see, Polixia? I made it back anyway. You don't have to shoulder death's authority on your own anymore. It was always meant to be held in two hands anyway. So, let's give our core flame to her and have her take it back to the mortal realm. Give humanity back their cycle of life and death. Our responsibility as Thanatos was never about picking out favorite souls. We were only meant to watch over life.
Wait. Shouldn't the souls that she touched in the well, you know, where we just were, shouldn't those be here? I don't know. Just a thought that I had.
Let's tend the field together and create a warm sea of flowers for all the souls to come. What do you think, Polixia?
Yes, just one last step. You shall wither, and through that, the dead will sprout again from the remains, and be reborn with the dead flame. As foretold by the prophecy, Thanatos' authority is only destined for only one person to wield. As the Chrysos heir of death, as their demigod, as a titan, our fated moment has arrived once again.
Just like before.
Yes, just like before. But unlike that time, the ones undergoing the trial this time are prepared.
You've made up your mind?
Yes, as dictated by fate. But I won't be afraid, as long as you're here with me. Complete your trial in this life. Grant me the embrace of death, and light the spark of life ablaze. You've been tempered by life and death. I know you'll be able to give this wasteland its first breath of life. Like a raven butterfly, flying swiftly into the netherrealm, perching on the twig of death.
I will. After this, I will remain permanently in the netherrealm. The river of souls shall return here and rain down from the sky, scattering souls across the earth. The cycle of life and death will flow once again. This sea of flowers you sowed shall bear countless joyous or sorrowful souls, and bloom evermore.
Thank you. Just one last thing. Can you grant me one wish?
Of course. What is it?
Please, don't forget me.
I promise you, when we meet in the next world, even if I have endured another reincarnation, even if we do not know each other's names, I will still hold you tightly in my arms, just like what I did when we were born.
Casterus. Casterus. You're as beautiful as a fleeting butterfly.
I will bring rest to death. And from now on, stagnant life will once again flow.
All right. I'm really dumb. I'm still not sure I 100% follow what exactly is happening.
Time flies.
Or what
In
happened
the
there,
blink
to
of
be
an eye,
specific.
the 15th entry hour is already at hand. When this farce is over, your soul will be placed on the scales of life and death. Are you ready?
No need to ask so many times. Of course I am.
Then why do you drag your feet? Is your fear of crowds holding you back again?
I simply find them too noisy. Paying attention to conceited fools like them would be an utter waste of my time.
Such harsh words. As I see it, you are no less arrogant than they are.
I couldn't agree more.
Oh. I did not expect to hear that from you. Are you not going to refute me?
I know myself better than you think I do. At the very least, better than a stowaway like you.
And they say men whose ends are nigh have but kind words. Well, that is exactly why I chose you.
Should I thank you for the compliment?
The hour of the trial has come. Do you have an answer for me? And how will you prove the veracity of your argument?
I suppose there is no point in putting this off any longer. Do you recall where we stopped the last time?
You were saying that Amphorius's history is cyclical.
Indeed. The demigods that bear the core flames eventually become the new titans at the world's end. Remember what happened on the Holy Mountain? Calypso, Naias. As their destined ends approached, one by one they left this world, leaving only the twins, who are fated to succeed death. Unfortunately, while their journey is consistent with ours, you and Calypso, as well as Nikador and Naias, act as supporting evidence. I can only come up with a rough sketch for my theory of a cyclical history. For all the pains I took to reach this point, I had already lost hope of ever obtaining definitive proof. After all, the past is in the past. Proving that we are the legacies of heroes of the past is a hopeless endeavor. That is, until I met a girl named Polixia and her sister. If Castorus was truly sent from the past to the present for the Titan's self-serving reasons, then having lived through 2 cycles, and with Styxia as the pivot, she will no doubt be the link to connect all of this together. If the Twins of Death can bridge 2 cycles to reunite at the shores of the Sea of Souls, then my hypothesis will no longer be just a hypothesis. And you too will get the answer to your question.
Well, that is all well and good, but how can you be so sure? If there is even the slightest error in your hypothesis, the girl will be shattered.
It matters not. The most important quality a scholar must possess is foolhardiness. If you are overly cautious, then you'll never have the gumption to make the first step. and change will never come. Besides, I, Anaxagoras, am destined to overturn this farcical world. Come, let us go and teach those pathetic worms one final lesson.
Oh yeah, that's what I explained in the fight, kinda. It was probably more detailed, but I don't really care.
Feinen. So they are leaving the final debate to him.
Let those Chrysos heirs who started this terrible war hear you. Let them hear the voices of the people!
As always, that woman knows how to stir up a crowd.
Professor Anaxa, I thought you'd pass on this.
Everyone must cast their vote, or this assembly would serve no purpose.
Prof, do you truly think it's wise to entrust the fate of the world to an assembly like this?
Akama has stood strong under this system for 1,000 years. It stands to reason that there is purpose in its existence. But that is not what you're asking, is it? What you really want to know is Aglaya making the right decision in entrusting the fate of the world to you?
Nothing ever escapes you.
I didn't spend all those years teaching you for nothing. Most people only take 4 years to graduate, if I recall.
To tell the truth, I feel like I'm on my way to an execution chamber instead of a podium. So, do you have an answer to that question?
No, I don't.
I thought so.
Because that question is not yours to ask in the first place. Is Aglaya entrusting the world to you the right decision? Don't make me laugh. That is a question that woman must answer herself. Why are you fretting about this on her behalf? Or have you been seeing yourself as her pawn all this time? Listen up. I'll say this only once. Flip your perspective around and ask yourself this instead. What should I do to ensure that the world doesn't stray from the correct path? That is what you should be thinking about. You still have time, so give it some thought. Oh, and don't bother telling me the answer. Tell it to those begging for salvation from the gods.
Got it. Thank you, Professor Anaxa.
That's Anaxagoras to you.
Who will you be voting for?
That'll depend on how well you perform. May Circe safeguard your thoughts.
Hello, military runner. Lord Anaxa, you're finally here. The last speaker for the assembly will be taking the stage soon. The resolution will be passed after that. Lady Kindness has reserved a special seat for you. Shall I show you to it? Lead the way. Right, this way, please.
I actually don't necessarily mind things remaining the way they are. Whatever you say. I'm a little nervous. Thank you.
Elders and citizens, silence, if you please. As the Theoros, I present to you Feinen of Ides Elysiae, virtuous citizen of Akima, and the last speaker of the Assembly.
Much obliged, Lord Lycus.
I remember him. He's the penniless lad working for Aglaya.
Where's Lady Goldweaver? Why is she sending this guy to give the last speech? Is this really the end of the Flame Chase journey?
Can this dude really face down kindness?
Maybe they will fight.
By Kefali above, dear citizens of Akima, as you look upon me, so too do I see you. I see your fear and misgivings, your apprehension about the discord between the Chrysos heirs and the Council of Elders, and your uneasiness about the future of the Holy City. Yet, before you contemplate something as grand as the fate of the world, I ask that you look closer. Look beyond the horizon illuminated by Kefali, at the crisis threatening to overwhelm us.
What?
Hydes Elysiae, my beloved hometown, is a village forgotten by time. It is a place with the most invigorating breeze and wheat fields that spread all the way to the sea. I once thought that there I would enjoy a lifetime of peace and quiet with my friends and family. How I wish I could invite all of you to that paradise, far from the noise and chatter of the world. Alas, I can't. Because she, and all that she nurtured, all that I loved, they have long been devoured by the black tide. My beloved home is no more. I will never forget the day the black tide struck. My father, Hieronymus, fought with a broken sword to his last breath to protect his child. My mother, Aldada, she was ripped apart by monsters. Also, I might live to stand before you here and now. Galba, he was a hunter. But in the end, those arms that once drew a bow instead embraced Piso, his beloved son, as they both breathed their last. Pythias, the teacher, risked her life to save her students, but a burning beam fell on her, crushing her. And what of Livia, her daughter? Did she make it out alive? No, she didn't. Livia, Piso, and so many other children. My childhood friends. They were all swallowed by the black tide and turned into monsters. They kept saying the same thing over and over. Even up until the final moment, I finally steeled my heart and granted them eternal peace with my sword. Why, Fina? Aren't we the best of friends? That is the black tide. A looming threat that can bring Akima to its knees any time. Kindness may have promised that with the 3 Titans of Calamity gone, Akima will return to an era Chrysia once more, but much as it pains me, I must disappoint you. While the demigod of strife has done everything in his power to hold them back, they are still coming. By now, the name of that black-robed swordmaster, the Flame Reaper, has likely echoed throughout the city already. The roaring thunder is a message from the strife demigod. The Flame Reaver has risen from death, and they hunger for the core flames of the gods.
Lies! If such a powerful enemy is indeed approaching, why is Akama still a picture of peace?
Because they are just
Exactly.
approaching.
The city of Akama shows no signs of pandemonium or chaos. And why is that? I beg you, spare a moment to think about this. Are we able to stand here and hold this assembly in peace today because the danger has passed? No! This peace we enjoy is no gift of fate. We are able to stand here today only because the Chrysos heirs have stepped up and shielded Akama from calamity. With her golden threads, Aglaya has preserved and continues to preserve these idyllic days that all of you hold dear. The Council of Elders claims that Aglaya will one day forsake the people because her divinity is eroding her body and soul. But ask yourselves this. Rather than offering her aid and support, why do they choose to watch and push Akama away from the Flame Chase journey? The answer that no one can bring themselves to speak of. A truth stained in blood and buried in greed, fear, and vanity. Allow me to lay it bare before you. It is because the Council of Elders, which bears Akima's history and honor, along with this citizens' assembly we once took so much pride in, are now infested with vermin.
You insolent whelp! How dare you!
It is true that Aglaya has reached her limit. Why? Because she has been working tirelessly to weave the defenses of our holy city against the encroaching evil. All while these vermin are making up baseless accusations about her and scheming in the shadows. Not once has she ever failed Akama. Yet these vermin attempt to tear her apart, tarnishing her name with unfounded allegations. She may have been blessed by divinity, but hasn't her heart always stayed true to humanity? They attempt to mislead you and reduce this assembly to a crude standoff between gods and humans, but citizens of Akama. Once more, I implore you to open your eyes and look at those around you. Examine them closely. Beneath all that finery, do you see the good heart of a human or the poisonous glands of a pest? Make your judgment, then turn your gaze to the demigods whom so many of you regard as cold and merciless. Do you not see the light of humanity in them? And those who wear the mask of humanity yet utter only hurtful, slanderous words.
Later users.
Can you not see that their souls have been corrupted by power? Yet, no matter what your answer is, and no matter who your vote goes to, rest assured that you have nothing to fear. For Aglaya, Tribios, and I will remain your faithful guardians and pledge our lives to upholding your decision. And this vow will stay true until the end of our days, where it will be passed on to future flame chasers. A steadfast and unwavering promise that shall endure through the ages.
Absolutely right. The Chrysos heirs have only our best interests in mind. I still don't understand. We never believe our backseating are always have to end. So.
In an uproar, representative leaders from different cities in Akama throw pieces of pottery into the dolium.
At the present time, on the scales of Talentum, those who call for the continuation of the Flame Chase journey, and those who demand its suspension. Each faction holds an equal share of votes,
Of course they
resulting
do.
in a perfect balance.
As expected, this is the moment when the Flame Chase journey is the closest to its end.
And now it's your turn to
Yeah.
vote, Lord.
I kinda
and
expected that a
Zacharias.
tiny bit.
Is there anyone else who hasn't voted?
No, you're the last. Cast your vote with care, for your decision will break this impasse.
Do you think they have odd number of people
I have
there?
long since made a decision.
Very well. May you bring much needed change to this farcical world. The last vote.
Vote for kindness.
Who will he vote for? The die is cast.
You've done well, Finan. Given the circumstances, delivering a rousing speech to stir up emotions was a prudent move. Thank you all for your patience. On behalf of the 7 sages of the Grove of Epiphany and the scholars of Amphorius, I, Anaxagoras, am ready to cast my vote.
Alright. Imagine
But
if you had to give
before
speech
that,
every time you go to
in the
vote.
interest of fairness, Lady Goldweaver, I pose a question to you before all who are gathered here. Will you, as Finan has promised, stand by the decision made in the Assembly, regardless of outcome?
In the interest of fairness, I make no promises, lest it should influence your decision.
Very well. I thank you for your honesty.
What's he doing?
The stakes are high. Let's be patient.
Imagine if every single one of
Let
those
the
people
act!
was
Who do you think you are wasting our time like this?
voting this long.
Lord Anaxa, please do not forget that I...
Rule number 1, do not call me Anaxa. Rule number 2, never interrupt me. Silence is golden.
Just vote already. What are you waiting for?
Your vote. Cast your vote. Cast your vote.
I cannot help but wonder, is every hardship in the world something you will exploit and use to your advantage?
How else am I supposed to make use of this situation where my body and soul are separated? Oh, Circes. Or should I say Calypso? Accompany me on this final journey. Let us journey to the Netherrealm and see how she will substantiate the answer to your question and validate my decision. We need only to follow the sound of the tides.
But will he just not vote?
You
Well done, child. Just as I foresaw, you have achieved great things.
Teacher.
What a twist of fate. A blasphemer raised in the doctrines of the Venerationists. It's like a foal kicking its mother in the belly after taking all her milk.
I respect you immensely, sir, but...
You cherish the truth even more. So, child, do not be troubled by the criticisms I have borne. Do not let those voices hinder you as you forge ahead. As the sage of the Venerationists, I am duty-bound to oppose you. But, as your friend and mentor, Anaxagoras, I say, go forth, for the truth is already in your hands.
I will keep that in mind.
Go now, child. Your lonely pursuit is about to welcome a new chapter. And when you reach the end of this journey, may we meet again with the truth before us.
You have my word, sir. May Circes safeguard your thoughts.
May Circe safeguard your thoughts.
You are right, Empedocles. My lonely pursuit is about to welcome a new chapter. I must be on my way now. May we meet again with the truth before us, Empedocles.
What are you waiting for? Just cast your vote.
Silence! Silence, everyone!
Behold, Circes, here at the center of the world, I shall write the final step of my proof. For this place is but one step away from the truth.
Professor, I completed the proof you wanted.
Did he just die? Oh, he's crazy.
Thank you, Castorus.
The answer is plain as day. My vote goes to the Flame Chase journey and nothing else!
Elder Kindness,
I have deciphered the truth of this world!
With the balance shattered, the result is clear. By carefully and Lenten above, as the Theoros I have observed.
No! Ligus, you can't! Anaxa, what have you done? Have you lost your mind?
Possibly.
I hope you are prepared for the harsh punishment awaiting you. Mark my words, I will make sure that clever head of yours never forgets the price of betrayal.
Have you forgotten? I told you that happens to be
Let's
one
go.
of my
I can
rare
get
talents.
cheap viewers. Let's
You put
go.
on such a grand performance just to aid their preposterous flame chase journey.
Performance? No, you are quite mistaken. I may be paranoid by nature, but I've always been known for my honesty. If you really understood me, Lady Kindness, you'd realize that I never had any interest in your pathetic little game of politics. Factions, standpoints, they are jokes in my eyes. I have never once switched sides. Because I, and I alone, am the truth.
Lady Kindness, with all the citizens here as witnesses, we should honor the spirit of democracy and respect the decision of this assembly. I have observed that Akama has chosen her destiny. This citizens' assembly has resolved to continue the flame chase journey. This resolution shall be put up on the Wall of Heroes, such that all citizens are aware of the city's way forward.
You! It seems not everyone is ready for the assembly to end. Very well. Let me entertain you for a little longer. By your leave, Lord Lycus.
Interesting. Elders and citizens, your attention, please. Stay for a moment more, if you will. Anaxagoras of the Grove of Epiphany has an announcement for the assembly.
What is this performer up to now?
Absolute flame chase journey. I think he'll continue. I don't know.
So apropos.
Still.
Just moments ago, all of you made a decision on the fate of Amphorius. As a supporter of the Flame Chase journey, it pleases me to see the choice you have made. But I regret to say that I still harbor doubts about this outcome. Thus, I hereby challenge this resolution. Tell me, who among you dare swear to Kefali's name that Era Nova will truly welcome the fairy tale ending that the Chrysos heirs have promised? A beautiful new world free of calamity and madness?
Nonsense! That's impossible! What is he getting at? Of course he...
Not even for a second.
All the crouch chatter segments are
No one?
there's
Must
maybe
I
way too
pick
much
somebody
of them.
to answer? Very well. You, the one acting so wise and profound, in front of all present here, do you dare swear that it will happen for sure? No? Fine. Next. You, the one with ignorance written all over your face. Yes, you. Do you dare swear by it in front of the Titan?
What are you trying to do?
Useless. Your turn, then. With that smug look of yours, you must be confident that the Flame Chase journey is the best course to take, right?
Hey! Mind your tongue!
So, no one? I see. In that case, fine then. Answer me this. Your speech was filled with such passion just now. How confident, then, are you in making this promise?
Professor, what are you doing?
Ask your question.
Let him continue with his performance.
Will you look at that? Even Finan and Aglaya lack the courage to make such a promise. And what's even more absurd is that no one but I can promise you this new world. And yet, the Assembly passed the resolution anyway. But you needn't worry, because I knew better than to trust you good-for-nothings. That is precisely why I am here today. To give you one final lecture. Now listen up and listen well. I, Anaxagoras of the Grove of Epiphany, hereby declare everything that the Flame Chase journey promises is true.
Finan of Ides Elysiae, the prophesized demigod who shall succeed Kefali, will reforge each and every one of us in the new world with his complete, intact memories.
Oh.
What? The core flame-bearing titans were the Chrysos heirs of yesterday. And the Chrysos heirs who carry the core flames today will become the titans of tomorrow. All of our souls shall endure for eternity in the miracle of the World-Bearer. And all under Kefali's protection shall step into that new world.
This is pure blasphemy!
It's impossible.
What? Are you saying that we must bow down to you and worship you even in our next lives? Enough, you blasphemous imbecile! How dare you try to deceive us with all these lies and falsehoods? How can you prove?
I told you, don't interrupt me. But since you've asked, I shall be kind and indulge you. My statements are based on my experiments on the divine body of Kefali themselves. You heard me correctly, everyone. With the tacit approval of kindness and the Council of Elders, I fused my soul with a god through alchemy and learned the truth behind Era Nova.
What is he talking about?
He's crazy.
Isn't that
He's
pure
gone mad.
blasphemy?
I, the vile, wretched blasphemer, deserve nothing less than death for my sins. And the Council of Elders, which granted me consent and aided in committing this atrocity, should face punishment alongside me.
By the gods, even kindness has betrayed Akama.
We're carefully involved.
I had no knowledge of his transgressions. He did that on his own. The Council of Elders bears no responsibility for his actions. Lord Lygus, as the esteemed Theoros, are you going to simply stand by and allow the Council of Elders to be dragged through the mud?
If the accusation is true, I will acknowledge it. If not, my conscience stands unburdened. Lady Kindness, the reputation of the Council of Elders was not built in a day, nor will it be shattered overnight. Repercussions await those who fool the people, and punishment must be meted out on those who abandon their vows. We should respect this beautiful city and her people.
You...
Lady Aglaya, the Gold Weaver, I humbly ask that you take on the responsibility of overseeing this judgment in the name of the fairness of Talantin and the justice of Kefali. Considering the circumstances, and in accordance with Akama's codex, as the only demigod among us, you shall rightfully wield this authority.
The honor is mine to bear.
How is this permitted? Somebody do something. This is how we're supposed to call it.
Way too much crowd chatter.
Elders and citizens, silence, if you please. Anaxagoras of the Grove of Epiphany has made his statement clear. As per Akima's codex, I request all present citizens to stand with me in exercising the right of judgment. First, Elder Kindness of Akima and Lygus the Theoros,
stand accused of neglecting their duties and abusing the law, leading to the egregious blasphemy against a god. In the names of Talantin and Kefili, Akima is to form a committee before the 7th action hour to conduct an investigation and disclose the findings to the public for subsequent judgment.
Yes! That's what we deserve! Agreed!
Curse you! Now, concerning Anaxagoras of the Grove of Epiphany, he has confessed to grave blasphemy against Kefili. In the names of Talantin and Kefili, the accused must be allowed to hear the people's voice prior to the execution, for a chance at a reduced sentence and possible pardon.
Die! Let him 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 die! Let him
Okay, yeah, I get it.
Professor.
Let him die! Let him die!
Yeah, we heard that.
Let him die! Let him die! Let him die! Let him die!
What decision will you make, Lady Goldweaver?
I would pardon him.
Enough with the hesitation, Aglaya. This is not like you.
Let him die! 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 Let
Then, in light of the people's voice, O Talantin on high, may you bring death upon him.
Wow, people really like sentencing people to death. That's really cool. A sea of flowers. What is this place?
Allow me to reintroduce myself. I bore the name of Castris while walking among the mortals. And now, I stand as the demigod of death, the living side of Thanatos. Welcome to my realm, where the west wind ends.
The beautiful place. I'm taking this very seriously.
Every departed soul who has arrived here has expressed the same. Did you know? Every flower here was planted by Thanatos themselves. These flowers were originally both lifeless and immortal, but in the first rain brought by the River of Souls, they were given new life, flourishing as the bearers of countless souls. And it is my duty as the Master of Death to tend to their well-being and foster their growth in this serene haven. Similar to the structured cycle of life and death in the mortal world, these flowers too shall wither and fade, returning to the earth and then ascending to the sky with mist and tides. Eventually, they will descend to the mortal land as gentle rain. Every soul undergoes the perpetual cycle of reincarnation, albeit in varied forms, until the world meets its end. Yet, sadly, there's no time left for Emphorius to wait for when the flowers bloom again. Now, death is the power at my fingertips. It once led the souls of the deceased here, but I shall open the gate of the netherworld and return you to the realm of the living. In exchange, please take the core flame of death with you and complete the flame chase journey. Do not let our work thus far be in vain.
You're not going back?
Just like the other demigods, I will stay here and embrace my destiny. That being said, it is not easy to guide a lost soul back to the mortal realm. The whispers of death are sweet and alluring. If your determination wavers, you will succumb and be forever ensnared by the Netherworld's grasp. Please consider this a one-time exception. I will do everything in my power for the flame chase journey. And for your life, the only life I can save.
I'll do my best.
I am glad to hear that.
Over here!
Whoa, what? Oh. Okay, that's like...
I believe in you.
I was confused.
Please, I beg you.
Oh, Kafka.
Look back for me.
Damn, I miss voice acting.
Lift your chin up high and step forward with us toward tomorrow!
That's right. Keep your eyes on the dawn.
Wait.
Don't look back.
Oh.
Don't make Castris regret this.
Onward. Show me your courage. Only the weak
They all
be
have...
hindered by the far-reaching grasp of calamity.
They all have something they say when I look back.
We shall become heroes together.
Sure. I really hope we'll get to see what happened to March. Thank you, Castris. Since I've already made it to the end, maybe I can have one last glance at the sea of flowers. Or no. Don't turn around, keep looking forward. Fear not, as a touch of red will be waiting you at the end of the path. It will guide you and illuminate the way out. By doing so, you'll eventually reunite in the warmth of the sunlight. What's this? What in the world are these shadows and voices?
All of this is proof that you once lived. Your soul, your memories,
Whose voice
the
is
years
this?
you've journeyed through, and the path they revealed, leading you back home. So, continue onward. Do not stop moving forward, and do not let her sacrifice and the support of all who have stood by you be in vain.
Over here, friend!
I...
Take my hand! Let's go home.
Goodbye, Netherrealm. Hello again, Mortal Realm. Well, I was supposed to take their hand. Let the trailblazing continue. Well, was that black text on a white background instead of white text on black background?
I knew you
That's
could do
crazy.
Your soul is still perfectly whole, as if some kind of force is trying its best to keep it together. Is it Ornyx's final blessing? Or is it a miracle of your own? It's truly incredible. Such a strange surge of familiarity. So hard to describe. Perhaps it is fate, once again fulfilling its own design. Or perhaps it is the laws from beyond the sky, so familiar to you, that intertwined our fates long ago. It seems that this is the riddle which cannot be solved anytime soon. The sensation of becoming a demigod is truly wondrous. It's as if the river of souls is winding its way through the depths of my spirit, transforming with each breath into a fine rain that nourishes the world. Do you recall that prophecy? At the end of the sea of flowers, the souls of the living shall warm thy fingertips, and after an embrace, there shall be eternal separation. I promised you that I would do everything in my power to give it another meaning. Now, as I stand as a demigod, and destiny draws to a close, I can finally end it in a way that is as beautiful as it deserves. The wish I once sought, but could never grasp, is now within reach. In this brand new world, every blooming life will lift its arms in celebration and recount the profound meaning of this very instant. Every touch, every embrace we share will never again be an ice-cold loss. They will radiate with an intense warmth, sowing love far and wide throughout the land. The other shore is very cold. May I borrow your warmth one last time?
Sure.
Thank you for fulfilling this wish of mine. The place I'll be going to is what humans call the Land of Sorrows. But with this heartbeat and the residual heat of this embrace, I shall turn the nether realm into a gentle place of rest. This embrace may be brief, but it's the proof that I once lived. Farewell, then. May we reunite in the new world.
Presently in Okema.
That grand and absurd performance was what you've been seeking your whole life?
I gave up everything in search of truth, and it culminated in this very moment. You, on the other hand, performed as I expected. You did not hesitate when you saw the chance to attain power. It's as if you...
Crave power, like a fly craves rot.
Those are your words, not mine.
But what you said at the end, Did you already know what I had planned for Finan?
I may have lost an eye, but my vision is clearer than anyone else. You've nearly exhausted your humanity. You're no different from my current state as a walking corpse.
That's true. I've long since burned to ash over the past 1,000 years. Only he is capable of unleashing a raging fire that rivals our final great enemy, Aquila.
So, this is our last chance. How about we let go of the bad blood between us? May I resonate with your core flame, Aglaya?
Please do.
That's impossible. To persist with your soul thinned to such an extent. You're insane.
Just as you fight to lug your corpse onward to complete your unfinished goals, I have my own reasons for doing this. Until Finan grows into his position as the prophesied leader, I must continue to lead everyone on the flame chase journey. I must keep inching forward, even if only as an empty shell.
I've long predicted this was the case, but I didn't think you'd already lost so much. How ironic. We would have avoided so many misunderstandings if you and I had just spoken this candidly before. But casting aside our ideological differences, there is one thing you and I agree on.
Finan.
Yes. He was born to be a hero. He understands the hearts of the people, and I can confidently say he is a far better leader than you. Only he is capable of fulfilling your mission. Sadly, he is a man cursed by Nestia. But by my estimates, his horribly elaborate sense of style should not impede Aranova.
Congratulations are in order. We found common ground at the very end of our destined paths.
When you put it that way, it makes me want to take back what I said.
Aglaya, we're back. Come welcome our great hero reborn from the ashes.
I hope he didn't hear your earlier assessment.
It wouldn't be the first time I criticized him. A man should be aware of his own shortcomings.
I'm glad.
Oh, fuck.
But I don't see Castris among your number.
It looks like she not only helped me prove my theory, but helped you fulfill your mission as well.
When understood her origins and completed her trial.
She might not have been able to change her fate, but she still wrote the final verse of her epic herself. Trinan, please recite the prophecy for us. Trailblazer, please surrender that scalding core flame for us as well. You are the only life she ever saved by her own hand in her 1,000 years on this earth. I believe no one is more qualified for this noble task.
Let the ceremony begin.
O gods who have returned, and gods who are still watching, today we bring you a soul laid bare. The Hand of Shadow, Thanatos, remembered their name from the past. From daylight they came, and to their fragrant dwelling they return, to walk now among your ranks. And there was one who joined hands with the Titan, a traveler risen from the dead and reborn among mortal kind. She is the everlasting night, and shall now proclaim in her good name, O Majesty of the 12 Titans, pillars of the world. We seek your divinity to mend the rifts of the world. Fill our bodies with blood of gold till we wither in willing service to the prophecy. Step forward, trailblazer from beyond the sky, and together with us, surrender the core flame and carve their star into the sky.
Goodbye, Castros.
A constellation for death.
For life and death, to be more precise.
Look! It's...
Is that Castros?
No, it's only a divine echo. I think she's here for the trial.
What did she say?
That's the language of the Titans. Castorus... No. The Titan. They said... I have illuminated the cold shadow of death.
Onwards. For your path to the future is bright and its flame eternal. Do not forget.
She made quite a scene. I suppose it's my turn now.
I won't stop you.
Professor, you...
What's with that look? You were present. So, let's get this execution over with. We wouldn't want to bring shame to Akima's divine laws or keep me from creating a new world.
You never change, do you, Professor? I don't understand. If your theory is correct, you'll lose all memories of your past life once you become a Titan. So what's the point of becoming a god?
Of course there's a point. Even if I forget who I am, I'll still have my brilliant mind. It goes without saying, I'll find a way to retrieve memories of my past life. Besides, I still have you, don't I?
I still don't really understand what you said during the assembly. Even if it were true, things reforged from memory could never be the same as the original anyway.
Then allow me to tell you right now that you're wrong. What exactly are we? My answer is that the Chrysos heirs are the future Titans and vice versa. Of course, this answer only applies to us. So, what are we when it comes to regular mortals? The very essence of the world, our souls, are tiny invisible seeds that hold records of each person's memories of the world. And we are the buds that sprout from these seeds to grow into great trees.
Is that what new sporism means?
Correct. Once our physical bodies are born, we become new extensions of the world. From there, we plant our seeds into someone's memories, and then scatter them into the hearts of countless people in the future. Just as seeds are affected by their environment, so too will our appearances differ across memories. But the partial memories we carry will always be the same, because that is just how the world is. To destroy our very existence, one must destroy the world itself. But we have someone who will still live on with his perfect memory. That person is you, child of Kefali. This is what it means to be the world-bearing Titan. So, carry everything of this world and live on. Don't disappoint those most precious to you. Don't disappoint Lady Goldweaver. And especially, don't bring dishonor to my theory.
Anaxa, I swear to you, I'll lead everyone to our union in the new world.
Good. That is all I have to say. Farewell, everyone. May we meet again in the next life.
Farewell, great performer. May Circes safeguard your thoughts.
Told him in the same way. May Circes safeguard your thoughts.
Are you satisfied, Honorable Titan?
Very. I hereby swear I have borne witness. Anaxagoras of the New Sporists and the Grove of Epiphany has successfully overcome the trial of reason. Thus, I shall confer upon you these words. You shall transcend the peaks of purity and return to corruption and hardship.
Oh, so that's a god's prophecy. It sounds like you just rephrased my past, present, and future. Ah, Circes, Circes. Is that all you've got?
Well, you've already transcended the peaks of purity, and you were never the type to give me any leeway.
That is true.
But I do still have one question.
I knew it. What is it? Maybe we're thinking of the same thing.
As you've so boldly stated, we and the world itself live on through the memories of others. If that is the case, whose memories did the very first new spore sprout from?
How should I know?
Oh my.
But, since we are both equally curious, we should allow the children of humanity who come after us to investigate in our stead.
Rejoice, Circes. I
sow the seeds of suspicion in the new world with your soul!
And now, the objective is complete. That is all.
Thankfully, she's still alive. Was March 7th also in this condition when she was first rescued by the Express?
Her condition was very similar. It's just that at that time the Express did not have a memo keeper who could diagnose her condition.
But she still woke up naturally. Looking on the bright side, that might happen this time as well.
When March awakened from the ice, her memories were completely wiped clean. I want to prepare for the worst and prevent something like that from happening again. Oh. Can you share with us your hypotheses?
I do not have conclusive evidence, but judging by her current condition, perhaps March 7th's memories have been hijacked.
Hijacked?
Think about it, Miss Himiko. What will happen when someone loses their ability to remember?
They forget. I'm not a biologist, but I hear that there's a species of fish on Vonsa that has the memory span of less than a second. It forgets anything that occurs in the very next instant. Perhaps something similar will happen?
Unfortunately, short-term memory is an entirely different concept from the inability to remember. Perhaps it is difficult for you to imagine, but an individual who has lost their ability to remember turns into nothingness.
Nothingness?
The belief of the Garden is that everything in this universe can be interpreted through memories. This is the driving force behind the continuance of this path. The past is made up of memoria, while the future is a possibility that will eventually be converted to memoria. But the present, it doesn't really exist, and it's only an abstract expression. Therefore, when a person is affected by the path and loses their ability to remember, their physical form will also be affected. These ice crystals are a manifestation of that.
Miss Black Swan, there is one thing that I haven't looked into deeply until now. You have guided us to Amphorius, but refused to tell us your true intentions. Collecting memories is simply not a convincing answer.
Is Miss Himiko suspicious of me?
Sus? I mean, no offense. I am merely speculating, but I appreciate your honesty, if possible.
In other words, now is the time for me to prove my innocence. That's not a problem, of course. The true reason behind my intentions is that Amphorius holds special significance. For some memo keepers of the Garden with extremist views, it is a perfect example.
Perfect example?
A world that can only be seen through the Garden's mirror means that memo keepers have the right to keep the world in their private collection. If those Pathstriders of Remembrance were to uncover the secrets of Amphorius first, they might unleash their wild ambitions and remodel more worlds into a similar form.
So the reason you did everything you could to convince the Express to come to the Star Zone is just to uncover the secrets and follow the plans of these people?
I chose to remain quiet before, because I did not want to involve you in the Garden's internal conflicts.
Remodeling a world is no easy feat. These extremists likely aren't just simple Path Riders. Do they wield the power of emanators?
You can be even bolder with your guesses. The people that I'm talking about, they aren't just individuals. They are an organization that has already attached itself to the pinky finger of Fu Li.
Could they be the ones who hijacked March 7th memories?
I cannot be certain, but at the very least, they are capable of doing so. I am deeply sorry about what has happened to March 7th, but the deal that I propose still remains a fair one. Amphorius is still an excellent destination, and investigating further might allow us to uncover the truth behind the accident. Miss Himiko, the wisest choice right now is for us to continue cooperating.
What's wrong?
Let me take back a part of what I said just now, Miss Himiko. Although we indeed struck a deal, it seems like I have involved you in some unforeseen danger. Please accept my deepest apologies.
Has something changed?
It's Fu Li. Their gaze has just swept across Amphorius.
Oh, Herta.
Oh, how interesting. I never expected a mere memo snatcher to be actually hiding so much inside her head. What's even more interesting is that the word Amphorius has appeared in her subconscious.
This lady seems to be having fun. Is she usually like this?
It's, hard to explain.
What are you two whispering about? Has it not occurred to you that I can hear everything clearly?
Oh, please pardon me, Madam Herta. Would you mind sharing with us what you've discovered?
The ones who need help are the Astral Express. You will have to put up with my methods, even if they are rather unconventional. Let's get back to the topic. By using the fourth mirror, I rummaged through the brain of this memo snatcher and learned a good deal. Not only does this person know of Amphorius, but there are also many memo keepers who are interested in the place. I searched through her consciousness and found the following terms: the Eternal Land, the Rejected Land, and the private collection of the Garden of Recollection.
It seems like Miss Black Swan is indeed hiding some things from us.
Since I'm not able to find any useful clues from the outside, why don't I personally visit this mysterious Amphorius?
You're planning to head to Amphorius yourself?
Yes, but not in the flesh like you all foolishly did. See these Herta mirrors? With them, I can project my data spirit entity to any corner of the cosmos through spatial warps, without even needing to leave my room.
That's useful.
But of course, these corners of the cosmos must be within the coverage zone of inter-astral peace communications. After all, this is collaborative technology.
I see. You do seem like the more indoor type.
Although that star zone is not within the network of the IPC, the Express itself can serve as a signal station. Come, give me the astral chart coordinates. Then, sit back and enjoy the show.
Well, shares the Astral Express's coordinates with the Herta. Just say Herta, please.
All right, now that everything is ready, mirrors, get to work. First mirror, input the coordinates. You'll be in charge of the spatial warp.
As you command, Madam Herda. The preparations are complete. I wish you a pleasant journey ahead.
Second mirror, prepare for the thought refraction. There's still some distance from the astral express to the Amphoria's celestial body. You're in charge of sending me over. This time, raise the power to the maximum. Don't be stingy.
Oh, okay. I won't fail the mission, Madam Herda.
Third mirror, you're in charge of generating the data spirit entity.
I'm happy to help, Madam Herda. What kind of appearance are you planning to use this time?
Good question. Let me think. Forget it. Just use my own appearance. There's no one there that'll recognize me anyway.
As you wish.
Not this one?
Fourth mirror, you'll be in charge of... It seems like I have nothing for you. Just stand by and wait for orders.
Ah, standing by again. That's so boring. Next time, can you count down from 4 instead?
Preparation of the data spirit entity complete. Thought refraction at max power. Excellent. The first mirror. Let's get going.
Have a safe trip, Madam Herta.
May your journey yield good results.
Coordinates input complete. Preparing to activate spatial warp. Destination, unknown celestial body. Amphorius. Spatial warp countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warp activated.
Oh! So that's Amphorius? Its appearance is, well, sure is unique. Second mirror. Prepare for thought refraction. It's time to send me in.
Please read the safety protocols carefully.
Can't you hurry up?
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't expect it to be so turbulent. I should have asked the second mirror to use slightly less power. What a magnificent sight! Is this the entrance to Amphorius? Let's see. Perhaps I'll be able to find a way in. What's this? A statue? It's ugly. I don't like it.
Well, that's rude. That's their culture.
Oh, I finally found your traces. How esteemed must you be for the great Herda to come out personally? When we return, get ready to become free labor for the simulated universe for the rest of your lives.
Fine. That's fine. Maybe make some update for your simulated universe.
What's this? How creepy.
I'm only working for Skrull now.
Oh, it moves? Who are you trying to scare? It's either a projection or a fake. There doesn't seem to be much to take note of. Now then, how am I going to get into Amphorius?
My deepest apologies, esteemed lady. I'm afraid that you cannot proceed further.
Who's there?
Your visit, although not part of my calculations, is a pleasant surprise. It's a pity that the preparations are not yet in place to receive you with the hospitality that someone of your status deserves.
Are you not going to answer my question? Who are you?
I have many identities, and I'm going to have even more in the future. But if you just need a form of address, you can use my common alias. Lycurgus Lygus.
All right, Lygus. But you can't possibly think that I'm just asking for a name, can you?
Regrettably, I do not have the authority to share more information. However, standards are always flexible. While not violating the ultimate agreement, I'm able to disclose this piece of information. As you thought, this is the entrance to Amphorius. Now, please, kindly turn back. Amphorius is not a world that you should be involved with, regardless of what kind of magnificent achievements you have accomplished. This place will not open its doors so easily.
You seem to understand me very well. Then you should know that I have no reason to listen to you.
Your reaction is completely within my calculations. Despite my long years as a watcher, it seems like my assessment of human nature still remains accurate. From you, I'm able to sense a beautiful desire for knowledge. But my answer remains unchanged. Madam, it is with the utmost goodwill that I suggest you return to where you came from.
Let's assume for a second that I'm not so well-mannered, and that I insist on uncovering the secrets hidden behind you, Mr. Lygus. How do you plan to dispel this notion of mine?
Within the scope of the ultimate agreement, there are 178,244 logic chains at my disposal to convince you.
Try one of them.
After filtering through them, I have determined that I only require 3 to attain the results that I desire.
Oh? I'm all ears.
First, for reasons that cannot be disclosed, Amphorius is a completely isolated celestial body. Apart from me, no one else will be able to help you enter.
That's not a good argument.
Second, if your plan is, as you've alluded to previously, to force me into cooperating by showing hostility, do know that, just like you, I have basked in the gaze of the erudition. I stake my honor and assure you that, in the worst case scenario, our mutual destruction will be inevitable.
Oh? No wonder I couldn't find a back door. When I did a scan of our surroundings, the safety protocols on you are comparable to Screwy's. How interesting.
I assume that you still wish to hear the third logic chain.
Of course. Why wouldn't I?
Third, even if you exhaust all your means and find a way to break through, you will surely give up once you understand the consequences of your actions. After all, throughout your long life, as much as you'd hate to admit, your conscience has played a crucial role.
What a brazen robot. You think that you can actually understand me through your paltry calculations? But since you put it that way, why don't you tell me what these consequences will be?
It concerns the third path that is entangled with Amphorius. A path that you and your friends still very much lack understanding of. The destruction. So, if you ignore my warnings and persist in your ways, you will break the shackles of a Lord Ravager. And when that happens, their fury will engulf the cosmos.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay, we're... So there, okay, there was interesting. Okay, I'll take just a short break and then we'll read this thingy. BRB. Yo, I'm back. I got banana milk. Very cool, right? Like, let's do some reading. Got a lot of it. Those flame chasing. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Do not make him your enemy, even though he may seem frail and weak.
When a valiant warrior from afar assaulted the grove, he shattered their strength with only his eyes and pointing stick. He sent them running, pride cut to the quick.
He may seem cold and unkind, but he sees through human emotions with just a peek.
A student was troubled by love's trial and ached. With one sentence, he guided them away from heartbreak, letting destiny's strands weave a path to love and happiness shape.
All is science, and human wisdom knows no bounds. Both martial prowess and emotions are knowledge that can be found.
He firmly believes that all things can be deciphered, bared to those who peek. Those that cannot be solved are not mysteries infinite, but only questions waiting to be answered, not obstacles bleak. For those who only protect themselves, the world cannot see their intentions. In sorrowful parting hours, the scholar refuses trifle matters. Isolated in the corner of his library, he fiddles with instruments of crafters. Colleagues suspect him of creating new blasphemies, while students believe him to be making new miracles of mastery. The curious ones gaze through the windows beholds, seeing a small wooden bird on the table, wobbling in comfort, swaying in the scholar's hand, an endearing cohort. I ask him, seeking his motive for this effort, but the scholar, usually so quick to retort, refuses to answer, seemingly coming up short. Creatures that through his hands pass all change their functions, invoking wonder fearless. He once removed his head as others witnessed, then walked on the head over water. With success, they also saw him light a flare, fearless, instead creating chilling cold air not so harmless. That bird was once a toy, and now his messenger, or perhaps still a toy. That is a magic trick of his success, and one of his teachings that will...
Nothing in this world is ever born fixed.
But he will profess. The far-seeing must be far in thought. His teachings are like pathetic delight, yet he opposes prophecies with all his might. It's a time he refrains from looking back on, traveling all lands, chasing prophecies, trying to prove the priest's words were not unchangeable foresight. Countless times he exhausted his crafty slates, wanting to rescue the doomed and resurrect wicks, wanting to shame the prophesied heroes of magic and might, wanting to sway promised villains to a curse more upright. Perhaps fate could not guess his goals, but I could trample over his plans overnight. At the end, all his challenges flicker out, but he persists still in endless plight. His ambitions are too lofty, and so failure follows him never too softly. Through moments of defeat felt increasingly common, the scholar learned one thing he has never forgotten. Respond to defeat with smile haughty. Not from optimism, nor from a defeat of the heart.
I thank this misfortune's severity.
The laughter oozes from with self-mockery, but it's also full of different emotion.
If this road is easy to walk, then future generations will not praise my name in piety.
Says his ambition. Damn, these are all long. In the past, when strikes followed the earth and schemes disrupted the hearts of friends, the maiden who was yet a weaver was wrapped in a cocoon most grand, untouched by a storm sweeping through the land. She spent her youth in a palace of romance, surrounded by treasures, with even maids beautiful beyond belief, often bathing in the praise and admiration of wealthy nobles. Till warfare set the threads aflame, and the devoutly praying priest was slaughtered before the altar. The family, adored by all, perished before their courtyard, and the blood of her maidservants dyed her golden mantle red. The golden threads covering her eyes snapped, and the concealed truth finally
Before
appeared
a strong
firsthand.
wind, a weak nobility cannot stand.
In the long endless war, the Goldweaver's family was shattered by the sword, as the legacy of romance became a tragedy. She had a broken mansion and an empty house, the nobles who once loved her, none now willing to help her, all the romance, talent, peerage, and beauty, what use are they in a disaster? As she closed her eyes in melancholy, the maidservant pushed
Miss,
a broken loom
would you like to pick up the shuttle again and weave for me?
to her earnestly. The young miss wanted to laugh, but could only respond with shock, as the maid's face was now covered in scars as she fought to protect her mistress's safety.
Though I can no longer see, I still want to don the garments you weave.
That's cute. And yet, when she heard this is the desire to weave overcame her fears. Therefore, in the broken shadows of a house, the doom of romance moved once more. The garments were exchanged for copious gold, buying back her renown of old. Yet beside this mistress most noble, there was always a blind maid in Tau, dressed in luxuries unfitting. As the weaver attended banquets,
Majestic lady must be Nestia in the flesh.
the praise of
Mistress's
her
beauty is quite reduced by a maidservant, so unsightly.
returned the Harris word also joined, yeah. Sad, that's sad. The maidservant apologized in embarrassment, lowering
My
her head.
mistress, I have brought you shame.
I was speedrunning that one. Yet her mistress brought her to the middle of the ball, having her garbed in the latest dress as the model. She now knew that praises and ridicule were both untrue, and that romance cared not for beauty of the face. The golden threads of gods exists only within. She is no longer that helpless girl. She already carries the god's authority and walks the hero's route, but she still cannot hold back the calamity of strife. The unsightly maidservant blocked the dagger aimed at the mistress's soul, and blood once again dyed red, something she wove. It was the last time in her life the maid's face she clearly beheld. Sad. When sewing the Death Shroud, she could not control how her fingers shook, often pricked by the needle sharp and acute. Thus, that pristine white cloth, webbed with tears and blood and gloom. And when the day of the funeral came, she saw the commoners' endless graves, and the nobles dressed in silk, frolicking in the groves, and sadness overwhelmed her in droves. Hello, David Lucky. Hi, how are you doing? In the destiny, is this the destiny unleashed for their act of chasing God's core flames? She kneeled before the divine statues and praised the Mnestia of romance to look at these garments soaked in blood from the flames of war.
Why are those that appear so fair in fact ugly in truth? Why do faces unsightly contain souls cut from noble cloth? Why can the blind see the light? And why do those with eyes only see night?
The dying god remains silent.
If you no longer have the power to see, then with my destiny,
she grabs the burning core flame.
I'll exchange for eyes that can see everything.
Do you have any tips to beat pure fiction? I'm not that good, but I can show you my characters if you add me. I need help because I lost 50-50 and got played. How do you show me your characters? Warm liquid flows from the eyes that now see all. In that instance, she is sure that she saw the manifestation of beauty. I don't think I can help you too much. I'll be honest. How I play this game is that I make a character and then I play auto and it somehow works. Where is your fiction? Don't even know what is there. You said pure fiction, yeah? Yeah. Yeah, I'll be honest, I just do it on auto and it works. I have quite good teams, so it's fine. But yeah, if you can like tell me what characters you have built that you can use, I can maybe try help with like that. But I don't think I'm especially good at the game. Are they the same? Oh yeah, they are the same. Interesting. What I use is... Well, I would definitely say that just because of the buffs, break team, good. Follow-up team, good. Though to be fair, like the big follow-up team with facial is not really good for pure fiction, I think, at least. I can also look at Privden. Yeah, facial is kinda shit in pure fiction. If you have the Herta, then that's like... it's really, really fucking strong. She's incredibly strong. Then for the last one, that's definitely good with Castros if you got Castros, but you said you lost 50-50, so probably no Castros. It would probably work with Mighty, but I honestly don't know what he does. Oh, can I look at the current pure fiction on... I can. On Privden. Ranmei, Fugue, Himeko, and Herta, that's team 1. Team 2 is Jade, Blade, Gambling Girl. Oh, right, and Robin. I see. Well, one thing I would definitely do... Hello? Well, I'm not saying I'm smart. Wait, let me check this again. I have just a lot of characters with good relics, so I can do it on auto. I would say switch Jade with Herta. So put Jade on the first team. Jade is really good with Herta though. Maybe, But then Himeko would be kinda useless on her own. So I would say switch Jade with Herta. I mean, Himeko would be kinda useless without Fugue. I assume you're asking about Pure Fiction 4, right? So you would make the break team, you would use the Gnosis, and the other team would kinda awkward. The first team is fine, but wait, one? You're doing just the first one, okay. That will be different then. Okay, that's very much different. Ranmei, Fugue, Himeko, and Herta. Well, I would say... Well, that's kind of awkward, though. I can, out of the characters you have, I can, make one good team and then one kind of awkward. I also, have no idea how Blade works, because I don't got Blade. I think Blade and Jade actually have a good synergy, though, right? So that works. I assume you are using with these two teams, you probably have Gnosis and Sanity, right? I'm trying my best here. If someone hit Blade 5 times, kill them. Wait, actually you don't... Well, you don't have any healers. You don't have a single sustain. I just noticed. That might be a problem. Maybe you should have a sustain characters. You have no sustains? I mean, Blade does have kind of healing, like self-healing. Nah, I cook, alright. I don't really know how Blade works, but he can get himself to 50% HP or something, right? I think. I mean, I would say out of the 8 characters, you gave me, that's the best 2 teams you can have. Yeah. Run a few chemical. Yeah, I don't think I can help you much. Have MC in all forms. Marchable force and almost all 4 stars. Well, okay. Well, that makes a difference. In that case, I would say in the first team, instead of Hurt, I use Gallagher. Gallagher is great. And in the second team, I don't really use a lot of 4 stars, so I don't really know them. The second team, you can put... I would just say Herta instead of Blade. Yeah, that's what I would say. Also, maybe you can use Remembrance MC, because Remembrance MC is really strong, but it doesn't really synergize with Break Team too well. And with the second team, I also don't think it's that great. Oh yeah, also if you put Herta in the second team... Wait, you mean Herta like the Herta or just Herta? Let me make shit. Just Herta. Okay, okay. Let me show you what I have in mind. If I can. If I'm not blind, stupid idiot. So that would be Ruanmei, Fiuk Himeko, as you said. That's solid. And then Gallagher. And here you would have Jade. Jade with normal Herta, which is very good combination. I was using that myself for a while. Jade, Herta. To be fair, I don't know. There's not really Herta, you know, ice, but I think that's still fine. Gambling Girl. I don't think I would use her. Instead, I would use Robin, as you say, definitely. And maybe Remembrance Trailblazer. Mine is not really built, but... so it's hard to judge. But something like that is what I would do. And then you take Gnosis, and here probably Evans, I'd say. I will just smash through it because my characters are quite well built.
Practice target?
Not yet, time. Sound linger.
Watch yourself.
I don't actually know if my Himeko currently has her relics, but it should still be very easy.
You won't get away.
Existence is unity.
I like that confidence.
Have we met?
Oh, I'm not on auto.
Share good fortunes.
My friend?
I almost had to play the game myself.
Indulge yourselves!
You won't get away.
So I'd say try this, but other than that, I don't think I can really help you.
Humanity never conceals its desire to control the heavens, and I'm no
Where's
exception.
my drink?
You won't get away.
I think if
All
you
will
have
be
them
swept
leveled
away by the
on
wind.
6 to 7, you are fine.
Let us dance once more.
On at least the first pure fiction.
You won't get away.
I mean, the recommended level is 55, I think. As long as
Humanity
you
never
have like
conceals
some
its desire
solid
to control the
relics and
heavens,
traces
and I'm
leveled
no
up
exception.
to some normal option. I don't know.
You won't get away.
Dream vanished.
My friends? Indulge yourselves!
You won't get away.
Humanity never conceals its desire to control the heavens, and I'm no exception.
It ain't over.
You won't get away.
Eternal. All will be swept away by the wind.
Barely felt it.
Humanity never conceals its desire to control the heavens, and I'm no exception.
That went well. Zero cycle. How difficult, right?
We need a strategy.
I don't know how this
Shall
will go
begin.
because, as I
There's
said,
a
I
good
don't
shot.
have
Upgrade configured.
my Trailblazer really upgraded too much. I'm working on it.
This big diamond, it's all yours. Time to twirl. Resonate all together.
I always deliver.
Also, Blade might just be better than whatever I made. I just don't really know what Blade does. I just normally hear on the internet that he's shit, so...
Time to twirl.
But her touch shade is a very good combination that I was using for a long time.
There's no backing out now.
In,
For me or you.
Oh wait, I just realized I put no sustain in here. I forgot. Okay, maybe use a sustain instead of Remembrance Trailblazer, whatever you have. Like Natasha, you do have Natasha, right?
Stars echo. Welcome to my
Who's the little backstabber?
Time to twirl.
And I already have 3 stars.
Time for a lesson.
Time to twirl.
There's no backing out now. For me or you.
Time to twirl.
Self-inflicted misery.
This big
I
diamond.
also love using...
It's all yours. Time to twirl.
Like, it's not
Who's the
bad,
little backstabber?
good. It's not good in what you're doing, but I always loved using Jade, Herta, and Himeko on one team because they just don't stop attacking. I'll try out the tooth right.
Time to twirl.
So yeah, that went well. Wonder if I could get a better score here now since I've got some upgrades since I last tried, but not that much. And I don't feel like doing it. Yeah, I would say the things I did, but maybe include sustain instead of Remembrance Trailblazer. Like Natasha. What are like other 4-star sustains? Lynx is pretty good. Lynx is maybe better than Natasha. Kinda depends who you have more built. So let me go return to reading. Wait, I need to be an Amphorius to do that, huh? Can I be an Astral Express on Amphorius? Let's not do that. Let's just get like here.
This place is rich with the sweet scent of flowers. Can we stay here for a while longer?
I keep pressing wrong buttons. Oh, I can. Alto is doing better than me? Cool, cool. Oh, we got... Oh, what am I clicking on? Let's just write a story. Or... Yeah, okay. I know exactly what I'm clicking on. Wait. This is the thing I already read, right? Yeah. Why does it say new? The dying god remains silent.
If you no longer have the power to see, then with my destiny...
I already read this. Okay, interesting. Let's keep Cypher for last, because that's my first Cypher, I'm pretty sure. Ascension of the Lone God Slayer.
To die for glory is not eternal sleep.
This is a lie all custom criminals keep.
The world after death is superior to reality and basks in light.
But such vague poems the Crown Prince would not easily believe.
Cowards who dare not to look death in the eye.
He declared thus on the day he returns from the stream of souls.
Longing for a martyr's heaven and reciting self-deceiving stories.
His words are sacrilege reincarnate, more arrogant than his blood and family.
True warriors should treat that paradise with spite.
Many followers thus stop, no longer following his steps, for they feel this young man's words compared to poems are even more absurd. A body immortal equals not perfection. The man braved danger endlessly, simply to seek his weakness. In his greener days, with more amateur skills, in crises where death denied him even after kills, he learned why curse is a synonym for blessing, for he saw that visage of terror at life's closing. The man seems unmoved when this past is mentioned. I can't read. Having braved death 9 times, he who was once lacking now excels above everyone else, still rising. Yet, when asked if he's still as ticklish as when he was a child, he does not answer. It's a wild tale he won't care to opine. It's said that Castrum Kremnos has secrets divine, though which the king's power has passed a one-man army by strength in their bloodline.
Therefore, a traitor who does not inherit the throne is a king most infirm.
As the protagonist hears those words, he refutes not, but openly responds.
These are not rumors unfound. But will they matter if my deeds eclipse those of all other kings, achieving glory beyond?
Never turning back in war. he seizes all our glory.
That rumor is the war camp of fury, often casts a shadow on the man's heart, indestructible and fiery. When campaigns become mired in terror, he sends his army to places safe and secure, yet alone he goes to fight, knowing death can touch him near. The Kremnon, a detachment who follow him in livery, all die in bed, devoid of glory. They have their share of grudges upon death, but the man has no regret, none necessary.
Your glory lies not in death, but in my hands.
That's cool. The dust settles and strife calms. A deathly quiet covers his father's realm, and the man alone returns home. A question seems to sound from shadows of the past around.
Did you already walk that flame-chasing road, O King?
Second team cooked, thanks. Yeah. By the way, what are you reading? I don't know. How far are you in the game? I assume not too far if your characters are like 67. Don't worry about bad grammar. I can't write. I also can't read. I also can't speak English. But this, like, in the newest story, you unlock, like, these small stories about the characters from the new location. Atop the throne, the man smatters alone.
There's nothing else
like poems.
worthy of the hunt, for I am the blazing fire at the journey's end.
As it has been foretold, he killed the king to become a king, and killed the god to become a god. His eternal destiny is to be crowned in blood. I always liked using Herta with Jade. I mean, it always kinda got through pure fiction, but then they released a new Herta who is like 10 times better than normal Herta. That kinda does the same job. To the dead, when she bids farewell, she casts the slate into the fire and act futile. I never heard of lands with such customs. I like this MC with a pet. Yeah, it's also really strong. For a free unit that everyone gets, it's really strong. Mine's just not built yet because I would just, rolled for a lot of the new characters. And also just kept kinda upgrading older ones. Like, my Rappa was still not upgraded, even if I used her a lot. She has kinda mediocre appraisals and stuff. But I'm currently working on the new MC. It's, like, really strong, the true damage. It's crazy that they kinda give this character for free. At this time, something drizzles down the slate, full of color, seemingly tears for the Reaper of Chills. It turns out the slate is inscribed with poems, and every phrase is diligently colored with skill.
Before people pass away, I write down these poems.
That is the limit of the girl's answer, and she only responds with silence for requests to read these poems. As the time goes, she finally opens her battle-wielded heart, and the reasons behind her
My
reluctance.
poems are still too green. Not worthy to be art.
Reluctance to show her work is finally clear. What she just said. It stems from the girl's shame and discomfort. It seems the girl once also loved to imagine with effort, and many wild tales were written on her part. The misunderstanding has was what made her seize this art. It was a pair of arch-enemies who gained fame in the war. One of them burst into laughter after
He and I
reading the girl's
clearly wish
poetic
to
words.
kill and tear each other apart. But in your eyes, you think we are close, unable to part.
She did not write poetry as a pastime. It is said that she left great works under hundreds of names. In different times, she even criticized her previous beliefs, making her identity even harder to assume. I still found her weakness after many twists and turns. No matter how fickle her thoughts, she never lost faith in those words regarding the value of fragile mortal lives. She is heartbreaking and enchanting. She is the fingertips of death and the ghost of love and poetry. However, those poems have brought her many complaints. The poems that her hands composed all lack an ending of any kind, and the Maid of Death has no desire to continue them.
This is truly difficult to write.
The girl excuses
My
herself.
duty is to lead the living to the end.
Can't read.
I cannot think of a fitting end for a poem to the dead.
And they died. Such is the epitome of lies. One who's grown used to death remains inexperienced in farewells. Therefore, I extend her an invitation. In the story belonging to herself, she can leave an ending reserved only for her.
What she brings is not only death.
She thus replied when we first met, and when we meet once again for the last time, she again deliberates over this closing statement.
Apart from death, there is something else that is worth remembering.
This is the journey she walked. Man, I miss Castros. And Cypher. She will save the OT, definitely. A thief tells a few stories.
The first story is titled The Golden Apple. It doesn't have to go to the fairest.
That city is named Papas, where the golden light of Mnestia shines. The golden apple tree sits in the city's middle. Only the fairest can pluck its apples. The beauty pageant begins on time, as the fair ones stretch their supple arms, trying to pluck the fruits above their heads. Yet every time the apple comes within reach, a breeze blows the fruit away without a trace. The audience is displeasure disbands, with only one girl left standing there, her features bland. Yet to her surprise, she finds her arms full of golden fruit, a harvest grand.
The second story is titled Trying to Argue? Don't trick yourself, please.
The city is named Idilia, where Circe's roots bury deep and wide. The sophist scholars hold a tortoise aloft, but his theories, common sense benefit.
Even the best athlete could never catch up to this turtle.
None can overturn him in arguments, and he obtains the champion's crown in merriment. Yet as he is about to leave, a wind blows the tortoise in front of him, and behold, his paradox became truth. To catch up to the turtle, an entire day and night he spends.
The third story I will tell is titled A Competition in Trickery. Who do you think is the Grandmaster?
What an interesting story name. The city is named Dolos, where even Zagreus was once tricked. The king promised to reward the perfect lie, wishing to recreate the deceit of the Titan, his grand feat.
I think the world is a gourd. In truth, we are all already dead.
The liars take their turns in the challenge, but no one pleases the king. With a gust of wind, the girl emerges before the king's face, and when she leaves, she already has a king's promised gold in a
Zagreus
pouch.
can only tell lies. And I am Zagreus.
The others are curious as to what lie she raised.
The fourth story is called You Like Money. Good.
I like money.
But you must pay the price.
She should really work on the story names. The city is called Mythemsis, where the sea breeze intoxicates the people with delight. Wealthy penny pincher prays to the Titan.
Please give me the power to turn anything into gold.
Midas? With the breeze, the rock in his hand turns to gold, but his joy is fleeting to behold, for with one embrace his wife turns into coins scattered on the soil. He howls at Hagosa to retract the blessing, but sees a girl in a hood in passing. The girl laughs hilariously, holding his hands
Go
in
back and
hers.
check your vault. Some gold may be missing. But your beloved is right there, waiting.
Cyphera, you took another long journey.
And we want to hear your fun stories!
The girl with the hood dangles her feet in the bath as two coins dance and fly between her fingers.
Basically, I visited 4 places, tricked them to my heart's content, and came back fully rewarded.
The girl paused her words and looks out the window as the light above the Titan's shoulder casts her right cheek aglow.
The dawn will never cease, and the thief star wanders in foreign lands. How would you know that I am not lying right now?
I'm looking forward to Cypher. I really hope she will save Dot. Okay, we are still missing 4 people. Mem. Guess only at the very end did I realize she was nothing like the rumors. I'm really curious. Is everyone like this? Having a side with no one else sees? Is Mastiza the same? I'm curious about your hidden side. I've only just been born, so of course I don't have one. As even later on, there must be people who stay unchanged forever, right? But right now, I'm not really in the mood to dig too deep. Guess the story is stepping into the next chapter, and I can't quite explain how I feel. It's like sadness, but also like some strange sense of relief. If someone were to ask about us, how would we tell her story? Her embrace was just as warm as anyone else's. If you say that, Mastiza, then that's trustworthy statement. I'd love a hug from her too. In future stories, Mastiza doesn't have to go out of their way to avoid any endings for our sake, okay? Even though every story has an ending, I still wish everything could start over again. Alright. Why does it again say new even though I... It's the same one, right? It's not like a new one. Yeah. Did I click on the X instead of just confirming? Possibly, I guess. Okay, so overall, for the story, I would rate it very similarly to the whole Amphorius before. I think the story is really good. I do really enjoy the story. I think they're making it too long. I think they could easily shave a few hours. I think they just yap way too much. But overall, I really enjoy the story. Oh. Oof. Now to the important part. I crafted the shit out of this. I have a past in idle games. Let's do one roll. Please upgrade the Herta. Oh, come on. Well, that was useless. Oh, someone requested something. Here we go. Take it. Okay, well, that will be it for today. Again, I think the story itself is good. I think they could work on the presentation. Okay, differently. I think the story is great even, I would say. But they could definitely work on the presentation. And they could definitely make it shorter. I think it's just way too long. And even like they are just stretching it, which makes some parts kinda boring. Also, the part when we were in the arena and there was like so much of crowd chatter. There was so much, come on. It didn't have to be there at all, honestly. It's like laugh tracks, basically. That was the whole thing. They just wanted to say that something interesting was said. They could make the crowd chatter like really quiet in the background or something like that. And then they chanted like fucking 10,000 times "let him die" or something like that. That was way too long. Anyways, that will be it for today. I might stream tomorrow, but you know what? Probably not. I will not be streaming tomorrow. I'm going to plasma tomorrow after a while. I wasn't donating plasma for like 3 months basically at this point. Because I was ill and then I was just too lazy. But I'm finally going tomorrow. But I'm going kinda later. And I will probably only return home at around 5 or 6. And I have work the day after. Wait, no, I don't actually have to work day after. Okay, maybe I will stream. But I might also, you know, be tired after donating plasma. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, thank you guys for stopping by. And bye.